Praise God, Reverend Dr. Catherine Weathers. From the Pastor Catherine Weathers Show and from Moments of Miracles Mom. And today I am just feeling so blessed from God because I have my friends on my mind with this topic, top 5 ways we'll have fun in 2050. You got it? All work and no play make Jack a dull boy. Well, brothers and sisters, this is Pastor Catherine, and to tell the truth, my whole everything changed as I read the scriptures. And again, I love God, but I'm here today to tell you, God does not want you to stop living your life. He wants you to be able to enjoy your life. As we live and enjoy our lives, He enjoys our lives with us. And what He says is do things in moderation, not to overdo anything, and to be mindful. Amen. So today I have this video on just having fun. Amen. If I live, I'll be 93 years old. That just brings me to faith without works is dead. Yet, faith is what? The substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Well, before we continue with this message on today, I just decided to take a little trip around Queens, New York to see what it is we can see from Queens. If you take the number 7 train, you will see Manhattan, the Empire State Building, as you're traveling from Queens into Manhattan. And that's such a beautiful sight to see. So I'm sharing it with you on today. The map of Queens. Queens is not as big as Brooklyn, which is Kings, but we're the queen. Females are supposed to be smaller than the king, I believe. Next, we have Bayside. And it's interesting how Flushing is becoming more of a Chinatown. So we're not missing out on anything that the rest of New York City has. Queens have their own little personal Chinatown in Flushing. We have marinas like the Bayside Marina and also the World's Fair Marina. We have shopping malls on Queens Boulevard. And in St. Albans, where I live, you can see art on walls of the Long Island Railroad where artists were paid to beautify the neighborhood. Close to Queen, again, there is Kings, which is called Brooklyn. And you can see this Brooklyn tour, bike riding. And I think they have that every year. So I just wanted to give us a glimpse of the things that are happening in Queens. We have summer, winter activities. So don't wait until 2050 to have fun. Let's have fun now, shall we? There are many people that I know that the only thing they want to do is live to see the next day. Amen? So we're going to start the countdown. Let's have a look in the crystal ball, shall we? So this article, 5 Ways We'll Have Fun in 2050, is written by Molly Edmond. Let's take a look at 5 other ways we might entertain ourselves in 2050. Are you ready? And they're saying, caution, this background report may be graphic. We do not censor our reports. We trust you to use this information responsibly. Please do not abuse this tool, or we may be forced to take it offline. The contents of the report might surprise you, so please prepare yourself for the unexpected. And if it's that unexpected, if it's that badly, we will not show it. Predicting the future is always a tricky business. We've long been promised flying cars, jetpacks, and robot maids, only to be disappointed year after year when the technology fails to appear. In 1968, science fiction writer James R. Berry made his prediction for the year 2008 in the page of Mechanic Illustrated. Some of his forecasting was dead on, including his prophecy of online shopping and home computing, while other guesses have yet to make another appearance, including a 4-hour workday and automatic doctor's visit. Now it's time for HowStuffWorks.com to pick up James R. Berry's mantle and peer 40 years into our future. So we are right now entering into the supernatural. We'll leave the more serious predictions regarding climate change and overpopulation to others. In this article, let's examine how we'll have fun in the future. Will we still like to tilt back a cold one at our neighborhood pub? Will we still be shaking what our mama gave us in dance clubs? Or will we partake in similar pursuits like knitting and woodworking? While the staff here at HowStuffWorks.com hope that reading this site is always a part of your future fun. Let's take a look at 5 other ways we might entertain ourselves in 2050. 5. Bird watching. A couple enjoying a futuristic hobby. Now that sounds good for someone like me who at the age where we just want to relax and we're retired and take a walk, a nice stroll on the beach in the park. While you may have hope for some futuristic gossip in this article, you'll be very familiar with one activity, bird watching. In 1997, Newsweek published a list of outdoor activities and their expected rate of growth by 2050, and bird watching far outpaced the rest. In fact, back then, bird watching was estimated to grow faster than projected population of the United States, with a growth rate of about 58%. By 2050, there may be as many as 127.8 million bird watchers. Now, I like watching birds. I just like to watch them. I don't want to get no binoculars. I don't want to get a bunch of equipment. And recently, it was this woman who had her, oh, I think it was a man, 94 years old. They carried him to the hospital. He was bedridden. And he had his whole house. And he had a house full of birds. And it was a mess. Moving on. When birds enthusiastic spots a new find in the future, it will be a pretty big deal. That's because by 2050, the existence of about 400 to 900 species of land birds will be threatened thanks to climate change and habitat destruction. And this source is Swartz. So if you relish in the excitement of a rare find, then you have lots of exciting opportunities to await you. If you consider bird watching to be too much of a fuddy-duddy hobby, consider the fact that the population will be fairly elderly in 2050. In fact, seniors will make up a quarter of all Americans, and our source is Johnson. There's are a large number of baby boomers, and they're aging during a time in which we're discovering life, elongating technology every day. And our estimated lifespan is we can live to be 115 years old if that's what you like. With more years to fill, it may be time now to invest in a good pair of binoculars. Top 5 ways we'll have fun in 2015. Number 4, Jellyfish Restaurant. Jellyfish Restaurant. It's hard to imagine a time when friends and family won't meet up for a bite to eat. So, of course, we're including dining out on our list. However, don't plan on heading to a local steakhouse or burger joint because of factors including land use, population, and water supply. The American diet will undergo some changes by 2050. We'll be eating a lot more grain and beans and a lot less meat and dairy. We'll still eat our veggies, of course, but we won't have the wide array to choose from that we enjoy today. Futurists estimate that about 50% of our diet will be from animal products, and the rest will be from plants. The United States as a whole may have to stop exporting food by 2025. And that makes sense because in the Bible, if you notice, we started as vegetarians without meat. If a juicy burger isn't an option, where will those animal products come from? One possibility is that we'll eat more fish, but we certainly won't be eating the tuna and cod that we're accustomed to. According to a report published in the journal Science in 2006, commercial fish stocks could be completely decimated by 2050 because of overfishing and pollution. Well, some people don't like fish in their diet anyway. Our fishing throws aquatic ecosystem off balance in irreparable ways. For example, by fishing for tuna, marlin, and swordfish, we eliminate the major predators of jellyfish. As a result, jellyfish numbers are increasing rapidly, which may mean that we'll have to develop a taste for jelly sushi. Jellyfish have been eaten for thousands of years in Asian countries, but its taste may require some getting used to. One biology professor described it as tough stripes of cucumbers. One slightly more palatable option we might have in 2050 is squid, which unfortunately are very high in cholesterol. Top 5 ways we'll have fun in 2050. Number 3, robot soccer games. Wow. Future robot adversaries. I can see that. Now, it's difficult to even comprehend all the ways we might interact with robots by 2050. It's possible that robots will be conducting routine surgeries or piloting our airplanes. They could be conducting search and rescue missions or fighting in wars. One researcher even predicts that by 2050, we could be having sex with and marrying robots. And you know, it's possible, especially now since they have that artificial womb and they will put the babies in the womb. I don't know what to tell you. But also, you know, the drones that they're making, you know, they pilot trains. They always start out making these different equipment, and the more they tinkle with them, the better they are. Just think about it. I'm gonna say, for me personally, I remember the Jetsons. So I'm going to say about 50 years looking at the Jetsons and watching them watch TV and being able to talk to the TV screen and the TV screen talks back. That's what the computers do today. So, I mean, I find it amazing that we're actually living in the Jetson age. Only thing we haven't seen yet is that the cars are flying, but they're trying to make the cars fly too. So, what can I say? But when it comes to having fun, either now or in 2050, you'll be hard pressed to find a better way to spend a Saturday or Sunday than outside in the beautiful sun, enjoying a sporting event. What might change by 2050, though, is who's playing. Robotics or roboticides predicts that by 2050, they will have developed autonomous robots that will be able to beat the best soccer players in the world. And our source is Peterson. And I don't know. I remember Terminator. Could that happen? You see, we don't think about those things. That's right. By 2050, we could see robots versus humans in the contest for the World Cup. Now that will fill some bars and basements. The robots won't just be wired with the steps for winning a soccer game. Rather, roboticists are working now to train robots how to play soccer by using human models. The robots are presented with data that shows how humans respond to a series of soccer plays so that when the robot is present with the same setup, They have choices in how to respond. These robots will be able to perceive the play and act accordingly. If you want a glimpse of the future, check out the Robo Cup games, in which researchers test out their current players and share information with one another. So far, there are no robotic concession workers for these events, but you never know what's on the horizon. Top 5 ways we'll have fun in 2050. Second is oral storytelling. Reading books could be obsolete by 2050. Yeah, that's true. Currently, many of us spend our spare time using social media like Twitter and blogs, medium that allows us to type up a quick message to let our friends know what we're doing. On Facebook, they have Facebook Live, and many of the people are on there. They don't know what they're doing. They just want to be on there talking for have people watching them watch TV. I don't get it. I still don't have the concept of some people being live on Facebook. Okay. However, writing and reading those messages may not be how we communicate with our pals in the future. In fact, we may not read or write at all, a future that many dying newspapers are already confronting. A lot of things are dying around us, and we don't even know it because we're not mindful. Futuristic William Crossman believed that spoken language will replace written communication in in the coming years, meaning that we won't need to teach children how to read and write, but rather how to use computers and think creatively. Source Nafbits. Forstman envisions a world in which we all use voice in, voice out computers. Everything we need to communicate will be handed by these machines. Now, we know in the past election in November 2016, we're finding that the Russians tampered with the electrical equipment, the computer equipment, and we're still going to put. That's one thing I say about Americans. We do not learn from our mistakes. We just keep making them get bigger and bigger and bigger because what happens when somebody's making a mistake, the rich are getting richer. At least the person who they're claiming is on top of the world pushing everybody's buttons. No, I don't know who he is. He might know me personally, and I may know him. But someone like that, they're not even going to tell you who they are. Everything we need to communicate will be handled by these machines. Rather than writing our memoirs, for example, we'd sit down in front of a webcam and tell our story. As the recent rise of reality television and YouTube superstars bear out, there are many people who would happily sit and watch a complete stranger spin a tale. Crossing future means that vast swath of the population will be illiterate. But should those people need to read something, their computer can scan and read it to them. In some way, this may make communication more democratic. And with the explosion in population that are predicted, it may even be necessary. Let me just stop you for a minute here. The trouble with this is if we do not read as people and we leave it up to computers, we basically may not know how to fix things. We can't tell if they're telling the truth or a lie. America, again, instead of building up the educational system, we tear it down. That's the curse of America. They believe they're on top. And yet, when you look at what's going on, it's a breakdown in communication throughout America. It's lopsided. There's no balance in the skills, not in the justice system and not in the economy. Computers would have instantaneous translation services, making it easier for an urban resident to connect with a rural resident a world away. Top 5 ways we'll have fun in 2050. Virtual reality entertainment. And I have a friend, Dr. Roberta Jones, and that's what she's into, the virtual reality. Her graphics are, oh God, amazing. And she will wine and dine you with her stories in graphic form. By 2050, this girl could be off to visit friends living across the country with the push of a button. And this is number one. Your flat screen television may represent the epitome of entertainment right now, but by 2050, it will seem hopelessly outdated. In 2050, we'll likely demand that our entertainment not be contained by the screen. We'll watch to interact with it via virtual reality. Imagine playing a video game about World War II. You and your friends will have the option of hopping off the couch and storming the beaches of Normandy with everybody else. With this technology, your children will be able to interact with their favorite fuzzy friends by inviting them into the living room to dance around. Entertainment won't be the only way we'll use virtual technology, however. Likely, we'll be able to meet up with friends and family around the world thanks to hologram technology. Let's say you have a business meeting with a colleague from New York, Seattle, and Beijing. All of you can meet up in one office to discuss the matter at hand. Long distance relationship will become a little more manageable because of virtual visits, and all of your pals can show up to your destination wedding no matter where they live. Wow. For more on things that keep us happy, you have to go online and look it up for yourself. It's nothing like it. Thank you for listening to me. Pastor Catherine, signing out.